And we got bananas in chat from Diaz, Birdie, Jay's on fire, very imaginative name, lolpop1429, Skeezy _ Spangleboo, Slacker, Ollie95XZ, Yuan Piss, Epic K9, lolpop again with another banana, and Conboy _ Thank you for the bananas, peeps. The bananas are now going off the screen, so I shan't be reading that anymore. Noises in the ear, very imaginative name, has resubscribed for 6 months in a row, saying I have been subscribed for a long time apparently. 6 months is a long time, half a year. Thank you for sticking around and putting up with the derp. Rubbish Dave, subscribe. What a name, Rubbish Dave. Don't know why you'd call yourself Rubbish Dave, but okay. Thank you for joining us in the stream today, and thank you for the subscription. We have some talking points, some discussion points. We're going to talk about stuff today. Also, pre-stream music, Nina Simone with Strange Fruit. I think that's probably my favourite song off of that record, which I wrote about on my... He's plugging the blog again! Stop doing that, I don't read it. I don't read it. Shut up about your music blog, no one cares. Okay, cool. If you do happen to care, you know that you can go to the Googles and you can type Assumo Music Blog. Anyway, I will shut up about it now. I've been playing on the server a little bit today, been getting up to some mischief, doing some things here and there. May or may not involve anvils, doesn't matter, don't worry about it. We just want to make sure we've got an ender chest with us, actually. Going to be hanging out playing some Hermitcraft, what I feel like doing today, you know. It's what I feel like doing. So, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, I'm late. I'm late to stream today because I was recording the judging of the UHB. The UHB is the ultimate hermit build-off, and that's a competition that some of the hermits have been playing. It's like a mix of UHC and building, and yeah, me, Mumbo, and Joe just recorded us judging it, and I won't tell you anything about it, but yeah, you'll have to wait to see that. Rubbish Dave says, OX, I knew you'd say it wrong. It's pronounced Rubai Shush Dv. It's Macedonian. It means you got trolled. You say it right the first time. As I was reading that, I was thinking, no way is that how it's said. It's definitely Rubbish Dave, and it's very English. It's a very English sounding, or maybe it could be American as well. Rubbish Dave just sounds... Why are you called Rubbish Dave? That's what we need to know. Do I have any torches? Peeps, what we're going to be doing is digging a tunnel. Gonna be digging a tunnel. Not really, because some of it might not involve digging, but we're going to be making a tunnel. I need to figure out where this tunnel starts and ends. I believe it starts here, and I can't walk through this gap, but it starts there, so I guess a little bit of space and then it goes in a straight line this way. So all I got to do is just figure out where I want this to go. Right, looks like we're going to have plenty of space, so I think we'll bring it out to around here-ish. The old here-ish. Oh, actually, no, it goes pretty close to this. Yeah, it goes pretty close to that, doesn't it? Here's what we'll do. Here is what we'll do. Well, right, this is like a free wide thing. So let's build it from that point there. And then we'll decide, you know, where it actually rests when it reaches the other end. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Skeezy is here, resubscribing 3 months in a row. Thank you for 3 months, 3 M's of the old resubscription. Saying 3 months already. What? That's time. It flies by. That's what time does. Uptown Cobra has subscribed as well. Uptown Cobra, living in an uptown world. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that support. And Madaguy resubscribing for 12 months in a row. That's 1 year. It's a goldie face in chat. Thank you for your resubscription, buddy. Black Froggy says, stop with the bananas now. Yeah, we're live. We know we're live. If I'm not live, there's something seriously wrong. Hot Bar Cut says, Disco Crafter. Ha, that was another thing I was going to do when I started the stream and then started talking and realised there was loads of things to talk about. Okay, that should be a little bit nicer now. How do I do the resub, says Skellybone? I don't know, because I don't know how to subscribe to someone on Twitch. Because I don't really watch Twitch. I just turn up here and do streaming, you know. I'm like, what's that Twitch thing? I'll do that. Go on then. Right, we definitely need some lighting going on over here. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? We need some lighting. Go find me some torches. That's what I'll do. We got a talking point for this live stream. Just not sure when I want to get into it. Maybe we'll leave it a little bit. How about you guys? You guys ask me some questions, or maybe you got something you want to talk about. And then later on we'll get to my little subject. It's dark, just like my soul, says Birdie. Your soul's not dark. Jeez. Putting yourself down like that. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is all darkness and brimstone. Hi, end rods will do. Temporary, but it'll do. Shash Bam says hi, Sumer in chat. Hey Shash Bam, welcome to the stream. Peeps, I need some tea reminder emotes every now and then. I've got a cup of tea here today. I want to drink it hot. Slacker says I want to see more Let's Play Minecraft together. Yeah, there'll be more of that. I was very tempted to stream that today, but I decided Hermitcraft in the end. And at some point, I might start streaming City Skylines. I feel so weird about playing other games than Minecraft, but I might start streaming that at some point. So that's something to look out for, if that's your cup of tea. If that's your cup of tea. Now, when did I put that? I kind of like put it down over here, and now I have to walk back and forth to it. Should have put it in the middle. Okay, we are actually good on those. There should be a crafting bench. Like, there should be a crafting bench nearer to where I am. That's something you should always do in your bases. Put crafting benches over. Jeez, how far does man have to walk? There we go. Apparently that far. Oh, did I have some in my hotbar? Well, that was just silly. If I did. Have you seen the Infinity War trailer, X? Says Deku Parasite. I have not seen it. I have not seen it. I probably won't see it either. I just watched some of your old Hermitcraft Season 4 episodes, says Snorkel Lipoka. I hope you enjoyed them. Season 4 was a great season in the memory of the Hermitcraft histories and all of that. Let's throw you down over here. Let's keep digging. Ponybutts is here, resubscribing for 28 months in a row, saying, guess who gets to see Metallica live again? I believe that person might be you, Pony, because it ain't me. I ain't paying £100 to see those old fellas again, okay? I probably will. Probably next time they come around and tour, I'll go on then, one more Metallica. Take my money. Take more of my money. That's awesome, Pony. That's awesome. Ah, this comes a little bit close over here, doesn't it? You know, I want to make this tunnel like a straight line. Maybe I shouldn't bother with that. Maybe we should just make it go all over the place. So it can fit in a little bit more and not cause us a headache, basically. Also, there's a height difference, which I didn't consider, so there's that to figure out. The floor in this room is made out of bone blocks. You're going to go, Ironhead. Ponybutts, thank you for your resubscription. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Pony says, paid 150 and it's not even until January. That's, you know, that's the ticket prices. Man, 150 though, that don't sound right. Like, we thought that they were expensive over here because of Brexit changing things, but that means it should be cheaper in the States. I don't know what's going on with that. Lost Profit says, paying 100 quid to see Metallica is old and busted. New hotness, going on tour with Green Jello. I believe the point you're trying to make there is that like, they're an old band and there's like fresh and young bands that are more exciting. I'd certainly agree with that to some extent, but I mean Metallica's kind of a little bit classic, you know. It's just one of those things. Everyone's gonna be appreciating that band for time to come. So I think what we'll do is we'll get the slabbage going from this point onwards. Let's put down some markers as well, like there. So we'll have a bit of a frame going on. It looks like we might just be able to squeeze it in by changing one or two blocks here. Very cool. Then we'll go in this direction for a little whiles, and then at some point we will change direction as well. So that seems like a reasonable way to get this thing going. I believe so. Green Jello isn't new. Founded in the mid-80s and became popular in 1993 with Three Little Pigs. Someone sent me that song recently. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. X, do you have a pet or have you ever had one? I don't have a pet. I have had pets. I'm not sure if I've ever told those stories, but I can't be bothered. To be quite honest, there's some stories there, I guess. That was me, X. LOL, says Lost Profit. Well, there you go. Plug in the Discord, I see, says Zapdos. Yep. Discord.gg/assume. When you see it on the screen, you've got to join it. You click that link. Click it. Click it right now, because you can see it on the screen. It means you've got to do it. Tea, says Assumer Family. Tea indeed. I'll try for a sip. I think it's... Ow. Someone says the music's too loud. It's actually a shade louder than usual, so I'll turn it down a fraction. Right, let's try this tea. If I start choking, it's too hot. Yep, it's too hot, but it's not burning my mouth at least. As soon as you get a pet rabbit, Spangle. It'll be like that rabbit in Monty Python, won't it? I'll need a holy hand grenade to deal with it. That's the problem. That's what I'm concerned about here. It's one of those holy hand grenade type. I watched that the other day. Those movies hold up ever so well. Well, at least that one did. I haven't watched Life of Brian and the others yet. But it's been years since I watched the Holy Grail one. And it's so funny. Like, it holds up so well over time. Speaking of funny things, Ricky Gervais's Humanity is now on Netflix. I was watching that. I'm pretty sure that is the same show that I saw at the Apollo that has been recorded for the Netflix special, and it is utterly hilarious. Like, I walked away from that show like, man, that was like really funny on a scary level. And watching it back and hearing how horrendous some of the jokes are, it's like, yeah, that was actually a pretty crazy show. Looks like we can just go, you know, as far across in that direction as we like. So, the Knights of Ni, says Fedora Friday. Indeed, we are the knights that say Ni. Fetch us a shrubbery. I don't know if it's like exactly those words, but yeah, funny little moment there. So it'll come out to about somewhere around here. This is where I think we should start working on the design pattern, because otherwise I'm going to end up rebuilding this when I go, oh no, I've counted out these blocks and it's slightly different, and OCD, oh no, OCD. Silly OCD. I wish we'd get rid of it. Vanna21 has resubscribed for 4 months in a row. Thank you for resubscribing, Vanna. Appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying today's stream, hanging out with us as we play some Hermitcraft. Missima _0 resubscribing for 36 months in a row, saying, holy hashtags, is that 3 years? Only one day I was thinking about ending my subscription, and the next I watched your MC Together series and thought about joining. Well, if you're thinking about joining, giving it a try. Lots of people seem to be enjoying it. It's active every day. There's always at least like 20 or 30 people online. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a heck of a lot. More so than Hermitcraft, to be honest. Like, you know, fresh new world and all of that. Plus, playing with like lots of other people is really different. I don't know why I wanted back over here. I just started talking. Yeah, and anyway, 3 years. I believe you're the first person to reach 3 years, Mizuma. So thank you for staying subscribed. There ain't like a special face, but I wish there was one. I don't think Twitch thought that far ahead. They went, nah, no one will watch a derp for 3 years. That's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. You proved them wrong. You proved them that you can watch a derp for a very long amount of time. And I appreciate that. Thank you. Another JT is here resubscribing for 11 months in a row. Thank you for resubscribing, buddy. I appreciate that, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Having a good time. Yeah, the server doesn't hit below 20 people, says Pixel Scorpion. That's what I've seen. I haven't seen it drop below. I mean, the lowest I think I've seen it go is 27. I imagine it's probably lower when I'm asleep, but when I get up in the morning and log on, it's pretty packed. People, oh look at that. That one I could even. Oh wait, I couldn't. Just see what it is, peeps. There's a little gap. It's one of those little gap ones, so we'll put that there, and drag this over to here. So we'll probably mirror that. I think we'll just start off with this bit just being plain iron. The stone might be able to go. Yep. Oh, there's a gap, but one we don't have to worry about. Harvey J Gaming says, hey X. Hey buddy. Welcome to the stream. Did you send me fan art yesterday? Whoever sent me the fan art yesterday, their name was Harvey. I remember that. Pixel Scorpion says, oh, that's literally the message I read a second ago. I've seen it at 15, says Cuplex. Shut up, Cuplex! You've never seen it at 15. It's always got at least 500 people on it. Jeez, trying to bring down the name of the server. 15 people. Ooh. Oh, look, it's another one of those little bits. That is extremely convenient. Well, we're still going to have to rip out the side over there. Okay, so I reckon what we do with these spaces is we put in bone on the ground. I need like an ender chest here. I've sort of gone about this in the wrong direction. Maybe I should just go back and start building out from that direction. Hobby J Gaming says, yeah, it was me. Awesome, buddy. Thank you. I really liked it. I really liked it. The duality, the Assumer and the Evil Assumer, really cool. I like the font that you used as well. That was a cool font. Okay, so what do we want to do for this section? Like, it goes to the iron farm, so putting iron in is a pretty good idea. I think iron, can you mix it with a cha-cha? Probably. I think what we'll do is we'll take the redstone design and replace it with iron blocks. And then we need some machacho wood. So we're going to need to set up all sorts of... See, I've got junk in my inventory and I need... Jeez, I didn't want to actually drop down there. It's time to throw away this junk. Maybe put some of it in here as well. But yeah, just... It's a mess. This inventory's a mess right now. And it needs sorting out. Sort it out, Asuma. Okay, let's open up this and put our junk in here. Aiden the Hipster says, Eagle Fam is Hermitcraft's sugar daddy. What is a sugar daddy? I watched this thing about like Football Manager, and they said like they give the club a sugar daddy, and I was like, what? I think it's someone who just gives people money or something. That would be Mummy, says Eagle Fam. Sugar Mummy then. Eagle Fam is Sugar Mummy, apparently. Oh, and Eagle Fam is here, resubscribing for 23 months in a row. Thank you for the 23-month subscription, Eagle. Tier 3 subscribe, by the way. I'm sure you know that means you can join us on the Minecraft Together server if you're interested. Sumavoid.com, click on Get Whitelisted. You can use your Twitch account to join us on there if you wish to do so. Also, Sonic Wins resubscribed for 5 months in a row, and Wubsinator resubscribing for 17 months in a row, saying howdy. Howdy doody, Wubsinator. How is it going? Thank you for your support. Let's get this stuff. I think it's time for our talking topic. Because, yeah, I feel like it's time. So let me tell you what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was video game violence. Oh no, he's going to tell us it's bad. I got a bit of an interesting story to tell you with video game violence. I was hanging out with the Hermits last night after a Hermitcraft meeting. We were discussing Fortnite and how it was blowing up, and this Ninja Channel guy is doing extremely well on Fortnite, and Fortnite's sort of overtaken Minecraft in terms of people searching for it, which is fascinating. And we kind of got onto the topic of violent video games and violence in video games and stuff like that. So if you're someone who's going to tell me right now that it's an inappropriate time to talk about it due to things that are going on in the world, I would say there should never be an inappropriate time to talk about something. That's my personal feelings towards anything, really. I mean, if you were to bring it up with someone and they were like, please, I don't want to talk about this. I mean, all you got to do is be a nice person and be like, alright, cool. You know. So, if you don't want to talk about this, you can tune out. You know, you don't have to listen. And you know, this isn't like a IRL sort of setting. If someone IRL says I don't want to talk about this, I'd be more than happy to respect their boundaries. But anyway, I believe, like, you know, talk about these things whenever you want to talk about them. So I don't like violent video games, and I'll tell you exactly why. I'll tell you the story of why I don't like violent video games. Prime time to drink some tea. So many years. Oh, and loads of tea reminders in chat. Perfect timing. You read my mind. So many years ago, I used to play violent video games pretty much all the time. In fact, that was pretty much what I played. I played Call of Duty, I played Left 4 Dead, I played a lot of games that revolved around violence, like Manhunt. Yeah, it was just what I liked. I used to like zombie movies, I used to watch a lot of violent movies as well. And it was just, again, it was just what I liked. I never really thought about what I was watching much. Didn't question it, just enjoyed it, and that's fine. But then came a point where I saw Henry Rollins give a talk at Download 2006, and that talk that he gave, like, I walked out of there like with this feeling like that was like really something to hear that guy speak. And I probably wouldn't have said it at the time, but looking back on it, I feel like that day changed my life forever. Because I then spent a lot of time listening to what the things this guy said, and it had a huge influence on me and how I saw the world and started to think about things differently. you know, the results being becoming a more compassionate person and, you know, change various things about my attitude towards life and other people. By the way, if you're typing stuff in chat right now is the X goes off and rambles bit, and then we'll come back to the discussion bit in a moment. We also got noises in the ear. Eagle Fam is here with a donation. Thank you so much for the support, Eagle Fam. As always, I hope you're enjoying today's stream, and I hope you're going to enjoy the discussion we're about to have. I hope everyone can enjoy it, because I'm not here to have a go at anyone about my opinion. I'll get to it all. We'll go through this extensively. And also, XX come down. XX has resubscribed as well. 27 months in a row. Thank you for the resubscription. Come down. Appreciate that. And Jack the Cat has also subscribed. Jack the Cat, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Now, if you notice that X does a lot of back and forth, and it looks like X is confused when he's playing, I am. I'm trying to talk about something entirely different whilst building. My brain is being frazzled here. So yeah, let's go back. So I see Henry Rollins gives this talk, and one of the things that he brings up and he talks about is a culture of violence. That violence in our society has become entertainment. And like when he said that, it made me look at myself and think about like, where is violence in my life and what does it mean? And I realized that I play like these violent video games, and then when I see the news and people die on the news, it's like I don't blink an eyelid. It's sort of normal. It's sort of expected. And that caused me to like think a lot about how I play games where I'm basically shooting people all the time, right? And is that right? And I didn't know, but I decided what I would do is just stop playing them. And it took years for this to come around. Like when I stopped playing them, I generally just didn't particularly like them anymore. But then it sort of came around. And years later, I noticed that I would be watching a movie and something violent would happen, and I would kind of like wince or recoil a little bit, like it was like I would feel what I was seeing. And this is what like some people have said, is that by having a culture that sort of celebrates death and violence a lot through video games and movies and wherever it is, that you become desensitized to it. Now, I think being desensitized to something can be a little bit confusing. Because it sounds kind of aggressive in a way. Like it just became apparent to me that what it meant was that I didn't feel empathy and things like that for seeing people suffering, because I was so exposed to it in the form of entertainment. And yeah, and then it really kind of like set home with me that like I had been desensitized to violence. And now if I watch a movie like John Wick, for example, like I get a bit tear-jerked at some points. Like I find it difficult to sit there sometimes and watch, you know, people walk into a room and be dismantled, you know, be pulled in different directions, bullets put through different parts of their bodies. Like that becomes difficult to watch now. I'd say in a movie like John Wick, it's actually not that bad. It's more so when you see it in movies where it's trying to have an emotional narrative. With John Wick, they are pretty much trying to take the human element out of the people that he kills. Like, they are just like faceless villains that come towards him. But if you watch a movie that's got like some characters in it that you start to care about, it's got like a story to tell, a point to make, and then there is violence in it, or someone gets killed, all of a sudden that kind of like shakes me a little bit. And it's because I'm no longer as desensitized to violence. When I watch the news and hear about these horrible things happening around the world, I find it really difficult to stomach. Whereas I think like what I used to be like is it was just like, oh, that's just how things are, and you'd sort of look the other way. It wouldn't bother you. We're a lot more empathetic than we were in the Dark Ages or Roman times, says Bebra. That's a really interesting point. That is a very interesting point. Life used to be a lot more violent. That's fascinating perspective. Anyway, the reason that I wanted to bring this up and talk about it is because you see this topic come around a lot about how video games make people violent or cause them to do harm to others. With the shootings that happened recently, it's been a common theme my entire life to hear about shootings and then hear people try and blame it on video games. I want to make it really clear as I say this, I in no way think that video games cause people to go out and do those things. I think that is a like ridiculous standpoint that I, you know, probably not even going to entertain, right? But what I think those people who come at, like, they come on the media, don't they? They come on the news, they talk about, like, we need to ban video games because they're violent. I think, like, they might be coming from the right place, but with a really bad argument. Because my personal experience through playing violent video games and then not playing them and feeling like a huge difference within myself is that they desensitize you. And so the argument shouldn't be that violent video games cause you to do horrible things. Never caused me to do anything horrible. And there's been tons of studies that also show, no, it doesn't cause people to go out and do horrendous things. But I feel like the conversation should be like, we are clearly living in a culture of like celebrating violence and glorifying death, and that has got to have some sort of psychological impact on us. And I don't think the answer is to ban stuff. I'm not a fan of banning or like taking away people's right to free speech or anything like that. I believe in like educating people. If this is true, that we can play violent video games and then it desensitizes us to that violence, then if that is a truth, then, you know, put it out there, and if it's not, then so be it. But yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about this stream. I wanted to get some opinions from all of you. I have personally experienced it. I've personally, you know, once played violent video games, decided not to, and I saw just a really crazy shift in how hearing about horrible things happening around the world, seeing violence in movies, especially in computer games as well. I can't watch someone play Call of Duty. All I can think is like, you know, people are getting like headshot and kill count, you know, combos, and it's like, I get that it's a game, but like, you're simulating killing people for a sport. It's just, it feels absurd, like, for me to come out the other side and then sort of look back at playing those games. I can't ever play them again, I don't think. But I'll hand it over to all of you now. I kind of said what I wanted to say. So quickly, 02K, subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. AOL Dude 123 resubscribing for 3 months in a row, saying love you, X. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the lovely message there. And Anita520T subscribing to, gifting a sub to Papercat for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Papercat and Anita, for the support. Appreciate it ever so much. Humbly B says, violence is less entertaining once you have experienced it firsthand. There's a very interesting point. I can imagine that. I have experienced some violence, I guess. Nothing quite along the lines of what I've seen in a movie, for sure, definitely. UK Minecrafted says, I completely agree. Curtis says, I rarely play games. I have never played any games where you kill people or anything living. AOL Dude says, never like COD. It's a reenactment of real war and real horrors. Yeah, I'm like personally deeply fascinated by World War I and II and know a lot about them. Always, because I can't believe how horrendous those things were. And I feel like a lot of people look at it in a very glorified light as well, which concerns me. But, you know, that's just a perspective, isn't it, of how you think other people might feel. Flappadoo says, I've played my fair share of violent video games, but I can never watch gruesome stuff happens on screen. Charlie Panda says, video games are something to escape reality, like how I do when I watch your streams. There's a lot of people here just trying to pick up the messages in general. A lot of people here seem to be on a similar wavelength to me, which kind of makes sense, right? If you've stuck around watching me for a few years. Lost Prophet says, I was bullied mercilessly at school. Of course, this made me angry. No, that made me less angry playing Mortal Kombat on the SNES. Took out my anger on a few sprites, felt better, went out and did other stuff. Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. I mean, people are mean. School can be tough if you're on that end of the stick, buddy. I'm sorry to hear that. For me, when like anger gets taken out for me on heavy metal music and hip hop as well, and that's almost cathartic. I've never really felt like violence in music. Actually, that's not entirely true. Actually, some violence in music, like NWA, feels like I'm being told a story. And then I've listened to some other artists where, like, off the top of my head as an example, Insane Clown Posse, where the violence is very, like, ridiculous and over the top. Like, that stuff these days I'm not so interested in. Like, But music for me has always been a very positive experience. But like you described, it's a place to take out your anger and your frustrations, and it actually helps you more than it causes a problem. Man, there's so many big messages coming through. Heavy metal caused World War II, says Redinator. Before heavy metal existed, it caused World War II. Interesting. Another JT, sounds like you're talking about a process of maturing. That's it, yeah. It could just be becoming an adult. What I would say to that is, though, it was a very kind of... maybe you're right. There was a definite link, though, to like what that guy said. Started listening to all of his talk stuff that he's done, like talking books and interviews, things like that, and just sort of taking on board a lot of what he said about the culture of violence and that. But yeah, you could be right. It could just be like maturing. Dog says, I play a lot of violent video games, but when I see things on the news or read in the internet, it tears me apart about the killings and problems in the real world. Yeah, you see, I never had that. Like, I really was quite dismissive of other stuff happening in the world. Like, I was... It may have been like a self-defense mechanism. Like, I do care, but like I can't stomach it, so I sort of ignore it. But for me, the link that I thought of was it just felt like when I like made this conscious decision to stop engaging with violent entertainment, that my like perspective shifted. I feel that the desensitization is caused by a lot more than violent media, says Slacker. It could definitely be more than just the media. Dig Duck says, agree with a lot of what you're saying. The key difference is your anger in a state of matter. I know the difference between games and life. Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where that argument that you need to ban games or that games cause these shootings, I think those arguments are utterly ridiculous. For that reason, you know, explicitly. Empathy has dropped since 1980, says Charlie Panda. How would you measure that? How would you measure, like, empathy on a scale? Like, I mean, I guess I'm not saying you're wrong, but, like, how would you measure that? Is that a thing that can be measured? Empathy of the human race? I'm like making a small amount of materials here for a big job, so I keep walking back and forth. That's fine. I'm cool with that. At some point, I'll, like, mass craft some of these things that we need. But right now I'm cool with doing it like this. I need a way up here. Let's just put an iron block. It's not like the iron blocks are expensive or anything. Jeez, this is Hermitcraft. We've always got some sort of iron farm. Right, so noises in the ear quickly. Truker O's has subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, Truker O's. Also, the Mayhem channel has resubscribed for 10 months in a row, saying, almost a year watching your streams. Keep on trucking. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, 2 more months in a year, so thank you for the support. Spider-Man, RM, throwing bits at me, doing cheers. Thank you for the cheers, buddy. I appreciate the support, of course, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Sanin Janssen says, did I miss anything? Yeah, if you're tuning in now, you've probably like missed the bulk of what we're going to talk about now. Boris says, this music is so cheerful. I've got a feeling you might be sarcastic. I mean, there are moments in Orang's music that can feel a bit uplifting, but a lot of it is about like moody atmospheres, so I don't know. However you interpret it is fine. I was just not sure if you're sarcastic or not. Melody Howard says it has to deal with how you separate reality and real life. That's why the game's rated M. These games aren't made for teenagers. Parents need to follow the rating system. That would help the problem. I was like, when I played violent video games, I was old enough. My parents followed those guides and actively tried to, when I was younger, keep me away from video games for as long as they could without being, you know, overbearing or pushy. They did a pretty good job because I didn't really know much about video games or have much of a desire. And then one day my dad was like, PlayStation 1, here's a game called Final Fantasy 7. I went, this is the best thing ever. Like, instantly loved it. But yeah. So what was I saying? Like, so my experience was that I played 18-year-old games or whatever when I was that age or older. Like, when I was a kid playing games, I didn't really have a desire to then go and play the most violent game that was out. I didn't really care. I just sort of played whatever looked cool. So I'm not so sure about that. Like, I guess that's what I'm saying. Good point, but doesn't quite line up with my experience. But yeah, absolutely right. Obviously, if kids are going to play violent games, they're going to deal with that differently. And that's another point, is that like we all kind of know that a lot of kids get away with playing those games. Why do kids play with toy weapons? Says Hangsnut. Yeah, another point. Another point. I seem to remember thinking about that as well after like sort of reflecting on violence in culture, and then realising, oh yeah, like kids have toy guns. That just seems mad. Like to give a kid a toy gun is absurd. Like that kills people. I mean, there's always the argument of, oh, you can kill someone with, I don't know, a rope or whatever, but like, I mean, a gun is like dangerous and violent. Oh. Yeah, so some things like that just seem a bit mad to me. Let's see if we got, there we go, loads of them in there. Violent toys are often marketed to boys too, says Slacky. Yep, that's absolutely true. Toy death machine, says Humbly B. Exactly. Spider-Man says, when I grew up, my parents tried to keep me away from video games for as long as possible. I'm currently 18. Charlie Panda says, the way you measure empathy is showing them fake scenarios and seeing how they react. Like, someone may think that's the way that you measure empathy. I mean, can that be scientifically proved that that measures empathy? Also, who are you showing this to? What's the sample size? Like, what region of people? Because different regions will have different reactions to violence. You know, if you go to some of the more like conflicted countries that have lots of wars and whatnot going on, you can have a very different reaction compared to places that don't. So, like, the idea of we used to be more empathetic, I don't know how you would conduct and figure that out. That just sounds like a bit too big of a thing to do. I Love Derp says, X, you're a derp, do some derping. No, I Love Derp says, X, you say you don't play violent games, but technically Minecraft is slightly violent because there is PvP. Think about it, to blame video games because we are human, have a tendency to blame something, and in this case can blame a non-living thing who can't argue back. That's a fascinating perspective. I said something earlier, which was that I believe in educating us. So for a lot of things like this, you've made a really fantastic point that the real problem is with us and not the thing we're interacting with. We need like the emotional intelligence and the maturity to understand what we're dealing with and what it is. But that's what I said earlier about education, is like we need to be educated. The more educated we are, the better we are off, I think. Just a general rule, like if there was one thing that I think would always better us from whatever perspective you're coming from, it's just to be smarter and be more educated. Yeah, Redinator says Nerf guns weigh like 5 grams and are orange. Anyone over 5 can tell the difference. Yeah, but some, not talking about Nerf toys. When I was a kid, like you had cowboys and Indian sets, and the guns were just made to look pretty realistic, like not down to like proper detail or anything, but they weren't trying to look different. Let's say that. They definitely weren't. Education equals love, says Slacker. That's a nice way of putting it. For sure, yeah. Said it already, haven't I? Like, I'm all for education. With the increasing of technology, how do you think violence will be in the future? I don't know. It's hard to tell what direction things are going to go in. It sort of seems like things were getting more and more violent over time, right? But then, you know, I stopped doing that stuff and started playing Minecraft, and like, I wouldn't feel like society is more violent now because my own perspective of it is kind of centered around something entirely different now. So it's kind of hard to weigh up those things. Hey X, do you listen between the Buried and Me, and how do you like him? Says China Swamry. I love Colours, but man, like, not really anything since then has ever stuck with me, and their last album was really disappointing, and I've got their newest record and I'm just not in a rush to listen to it. Yeah. And a funny little story, I saw them at, I think, Download 07, where they played Colours in full, and like, we're watching, and there are 2 guys who want to obnoxiously hardcore dance into the crowd. They were the only people moshing, and all they did was swing their arms and legs and like jump at the crowd and do that thing. And it was so annoying because they were the only 2 people there that were interested in it. Oh, that was funny. Hermitcraft Fan 1 says, my only opinion on this is that from my school, many people play Fortnite, but nobody seems to be more violent. Yeah, I wasn't trying to say that it makes you violent. I was just trying to say it can desensitize you to it. My experience was that I was desensitized. It didn't make me more violent. Also, I'm going to give Fortnite a try at some point, just because it's fascinating to see a game get so huge all of a sudden. So I kind of wanted to check out what it was about. It really didn't look like it appealed to me at all any time ago, but I've got it on my PlayStation. It's free, so I figured I'd give it a try at some point and see what it's about. But it looks like a shooter game. The fact that it's more cartoony makes it a bit more bearable, but I doubt I'm going to like it much. I just don't like shooting people anymore. There you go, there's a soundbite. Take that out of context, jeez. Don't you dare. Just don't enjoy shooting people anymore. Because that's the difference. Like now I think of them as people and not as like computer game thing. I don't know. Paul Goody says, "Oh my god, I hate it when a few idiots start moshing at concerts." Lol. Yep. Yeah, I mean I don't mind it because I'm a mosher, but I used to be one of those ones that started the pits. But the thing is though, like if no one wanted to mosh, it would be like, all right, we'll leave it. But that never ever happened really, actually. Now that I think about it. I Love Derp says, X, what will have to this Hermitcraft world after the aquatic update comes out? That's a good question. Nothing? Like, I'm assuming when they release the aquatic update, it's going to be all good for worlds to update. I think that's why they're taking their time with it, because they don't want to release an update and then go, oh, your worlds have got to be deleted, sorry. No one's going to accept that, so I don't think anything will happen to it. I think it'll be fine. Have you hugged a creeper lately, says Mob Farmer. Not recently, no. Hey X, when did you start playing the guitar, says Super Demon Pig. So I started playing many years ago, like 15 years ago, but I never took it seriously. Just sort of doodled and farted around. I used to write a lot of music, and I've still got lots of songs written that I enjoy playing. But then a year ago, in fact, it would have been a year ago around January, but I found the receipt for this month, I think it was this month or last month, for my guitar. Because I keep all of my receipts for a year, just in case you have like an issue with anything, then you've got your receipt. But after a year, you usually can't do much about stuff anyway. So, I've got my guitar receipt, right? And I was going to throw it away because it's been a year. And I thought, I'll hold on to that one. I'll hold on to my guitar receipt. That's a fond memory. Let's get 32 of those. So what I was saying is, yeah, so for over a year now, I've taken guitar very seriously, tried to practice for at least an hour every day, and then that quickly became 2 hours every day. And man, I'm just like so far ahead of where I ever was before playing guitar. It's been like an absolute pleasure. Oh wait, did I make enough? No, why did I think I only need 1 or 2? 1, 2, 3. I think that might be enough then. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, anyway, like I play guitar at the moment. If you're interested in a guitar update, I'm pretty much like getting Battery and Master of Puppets down at this point. Like not a level where I'm going to record it yet, but like I can pretty much do all of Battery, get a couple of bits wrong here and there, but you know, I know how to play it. Master of Puppets, I can pretty much do all of Master of Puppets, just got to refine the technique on a couple of bits here and there as well. But both of those songs require me to warm up a bit, you know, like I've probably got to play for half hour to an hour, make sure I've done my stretches, you know, really get in a good spot, and then I can hammer those out. So that's going great. That's going great for sure. But the videos I'm going to record next, some of them are just going to be like some more fun, easy to play songs. I was trying to always like get to the next song that's like difficult and do that, but if you want to play a song properly, it really takes time to learn it through. So I'm kind of like not in a rush now to record Master of Puppets and and Battery, and also Disposable Heroes as well is another one I can play. Funnest hobby around, X, says B-Bra. I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Like, music's always been my passion. It's always been cathartic for me. Like, picking up the guitar and playing it every day, that's like the part of your day where you're free of anything and you're just inside the songs. It's lovely. It's really lovely. I look forward to it every day. And after I stream today, it's like, end the stream, pick up the guitar. Yay, more guitar videos coming, says Humbly B. Chain Suari says, sorry to bother you again. What is it about you don't like about Parallax 2 Between the Buried and Me? Always love to discuss music with people. It's like, I don't know the album well enough to say why. It's just like that sometimes, you know. Like, the way I listen to music is that I love just getting new records, checking out what they're about, and then kind of like moving on to the next thing. So when I was like, you know, first getting into music as a teenager, you'd pretty much form like really strong bonds with bands that you really liked, right? When you get older, it kind of like, you're kind of used to a lot of sounds. You have a broader sense of music, and a lot of stuff just starts to feel like, heard that in that album, heard this in that record. So it becomes harder to like get really into particular records or anything. So although I love still listening to new records and stuff, it's just not too often that they like really click. And Between the Buried and Me just haven't done that for me. And I could put it down to maybe just being sort of like an older listener. I'm not really sure how to describe that. Yeah, let's dig out more of this space, I guess. Yeah, not really sure I'm using the right words to describe that, but it's just, yeah, it's the thing, you know. You've listened to so much music now. Like, I could probably, you know, find a really cool metal records that I heard in the last couple of years, show it to someone who's just getting into metal, and that'll be their metal album forever, you know. Because I have my metal albums from when I was getting into metal or something like that. But then once you've listened to tons and tons of metal albums, you know, it's all about what you listen to at the time. I really believe that. There is some stuff, of course, out there that like totally transcends, like a band like Metallica. You know, first 4 or 5 records, pretty much like that could be anyone's favourite stuff. It's that good. But not so much with other bands, I'd say. Anyway, Mizumia says, sorry for the late answer. Statistically, we are living in the most peaceful time in human era. Also, violence is reality, and I don't like how some people, not you, try to close their eyes from it. Difficult topic. I don't think that violent video games or movies change me on reviews or on reality, but every human is different. Oh, that was a cheer, by the way, so thank you for cheering. Thanks for the bits, Mizumia. Yeah, really nice perspective on it. Look, I was just telling you my own experience firsthand. I guess I kind of think about it like this applies to other people, but maybe it doesn't. It was just my personal experience of it, and that's why we discuss stuff, you know, so we can hear what everyone has to think and experience. Malcozy says, X, what's your favourite rap artist? So my favourite rappers would be, oh, let's see, Nas probably I'd put at the top. Ice Cube, Rakim, Be Real, Tupac, to name a few. I'm probably missing someone out now and I feel guilty about it later on. Eminem is another one, of course. Yeah, there's some of my favourite rappers. 90s rappers, of course, because I like 90s hip-hop the most, I guess. Although, here's the thing with hip-hop, like, as much as I love the 90s stuff, I've listened to so much of it now that I'm really, like, digging a lot of the instrumentals that some of, like, the modern groups are putting out. Not so much the rapping stuff, though. Speaking of rap, have you heard of Watsky? Not 90s rappers. I have not heard of Watsky or Brosby. Logic is the next rapper I'm going to like give a listen to. Just keep hearing people talk about Logic, and I'm like, right, it's time to go for it. Time to find out what this person is about. By the way, we had a new subscriber with Swinfighter32. Thank you for subscribing, Swinfighter. And also Pearlsow91 has subscribed. Thank you for the both of you for subscribing. I appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying today's stream, having a good time, all of that. Can you do another collab with Mumbo, says Ellie. Yes. Yes, I'll do a collab with Mumbo and Joe Hills real soon, just for you. X is not streaming, it is all a figure of imagination, says I Love Derp. It's all a figment of your derp, that's what it is. It's just a figment of your derpination. It's like, I'm getting a little herky-jerky here. It can't be just because the entity's on the ground, right? It might be. I'm down to like 25 there. Right, let's have a little drink of this tea, which is now cold. Kendrick Lamar has really nice lyrics, says Human. Couldn't agree more. Brilliant, brilliant lyrics. In fact, top rappers, I wouldn't put up Kendrick Lamar like right now. You know, because like the thing is like that's like that list of rappers is like something that's been cultivated over years, and Kendrick Lamar's like a new face, but he really is brilliantly like artistically brilliant, and probably deserves to be on like a top list. James says Logic is incredibly talented. His flow is very unique. I like the sound of a unique flow, you know. I think flows are one of the things in hip-hop where once you've heard a lot of it, there's two things that can let you down: weak lyrics or a weak flow. If you can do one, you can usually get away with it, you know. And these days, it feels like both the flows and the lyrics are getting pretty weak. But not trying to criticise anything. Just with the modern stuff, it just, I don't know. It just feels like I listen to record after record, and nothing lyrically sticks. But if you go back and listen to it like a record from the 90s, it's just what I'm used to, you know. Like there'll be a line you'll hear and you'll be like, oh bam, like that'll stick. Logic sounds really familiar to Gambino, says Cinetech. I'm listening to the internet right now because I listened to Awaken My Love. I was aware that one wasn't him rapping. And I was like, this is great. I want to go check out the other stuff. I really like it actually. It's got the right amount of like lyrical content to go alongside the more modern sound. Too often do you get that modern sound with just sort of like mumble rapping or I don't know, just not a lot going on lyrically. And so it's nice to hear. It's nice to hear a record like that that's got something going for it. Are you using record synonymously with song? Says the one zip record. If I say record, I mean album. If that's not clear. Oh Jesus, the wrong block. Get back in my inventory. I'm gonna do something amazing, peeps. You ready for it? You ready for it? Boop, boop. Middle click. Oh, he just middle clicked. We've been telling him for years. Finally, rejoice. Chat, rejoice, I middle clicked. It's literally been years people have been trying to get me to middle click. And it just happened. And I'll forget immediately. Mumbo rapping, says the Great Turtle. I'd love to hear that. I think his voice would just sound so uncomfortable with rapping. That's amazing. That's an amazing thought. I want to hear Mumbo rap now. I wanted to give rapping a try. I don't think I actually will. I don't know. Like, you need to have like a lot of like gusto and like self-confidence for rapping, and I just don't feel like my voice suits it at all. But it was something I always thought, oh, I want to give that a try one day. Like at some point I really just want to, like, you know, scratch my brain, write lyrics, lock myself in a room where no one can hear me, and just shout into a microphone and see what happens, you know. Like you might find, oh actually you got something, but I don't know, as I get older I'm thinking maybe not. Especially with focusing on guitar, it's like that's where I'm going to put my musical energy now. Mon Linden says, assume any top songs. I mean, I know loads of songs. Like if you're more specific with me, if you tweet me like, hey, I like this sort of thing, what do you know? I can give you albums, like artists, whatever. But like you gotta give me an idea of what you're after, and it will narrow down stuff in my head. Spangleboo says, X, you might need to go lie down after that middle click business. Your pro levels are through the roof tonight. Thank you, Spangleboo. They are through the roof, ain't they? I'm playing like a pro. I definitely need some relax. I'm going to play guitar after this. I don't know what my plan is for today, because I've just done a lot of like grinding out battery and Master of Puppets lately, so I feel like I want to do something a little bit out of my routine. Maybe play some of my own songs or play a different guitar. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe learn a song. Enderguz says, X, what do you think about that some people think that we live in a simulation? Enderguz, go watch my last live stream on the Minecraft Together server. You can find it on the second channel. I talked about that in some great detail. We went over a lot of reasons like for and against the whole simulation argument, if you want to go check that out. Hey, where is the LPMT, says Roy TJ. I mean, I don't know what that question is. Where is it located, the server? Aha, I needed some more lamps. Did we really use... No, didn't use 64, of course not. Yeah, I mean, it's somewhere, isn't it? Zakora is here subscribing. Zakora, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. Also, Regular Sir is resubscribed 10 months in a row saying, time for a celebratory cup of tea. Hope my info on GDPR helps. Regular Sir, your info. Oh, you must have emailed me. I haven't checked my email in a few hours today, so appreciate you trying to help out. I've got a lot of information together on that stuff, so I'm trying to get a clear picture of what we've got to do for it. So I appreciate that, of course. Thank you. Crazy Marth in chat saying hype. Resub hype. Indeed. Do you know the band Sum 41, says Hockey Monkey? Yeah, I know. Of course I know Sum 41. Jeez. My favourite song of theirs is definitely Pain for Pleasure. That's just Judas Priest straight up, and it's awesome. Why is he not reading my message, says Mazzy Malley? Because there's you. I'll tell you what. You read everyone else's messages, okay? You sit there at your computer and you read it out loud, alright? And you see how difficult this poor little job is called streaming, alright? You see how difficult it is. Trying to read all those messages is not possible. No, I'm only messing around. But the reason is because I can't read all of them. Oh, there's like a double slab there. How did that happen? And how did I not notice that there was a double slab there? How did I not notice that? Poor little job, says the boss forever. I'm only goofing around and having a laugh. Don't you worry about it. I love doing this. Logic listens his 1,800 videos, specifically watch video. I cried when I watched his video. Whenever I watch that video, it still cry. Says I love that. Link me to it. I want to check that one out then. Dude, what is the track in the background? It's awesome, says Chain Swamari. It's bottom left of your screen are the names of the songs we're listening to. Orang. Do you know the band Religion, says Hellhound. Yep, I do know them and I've seen them live as well. Seen lots of bands live. X, did you know that zombies no longer float in the latest snapshots, says Occidental Moose. Yep, I'm very aware that they sink and then they turn into drowns. Right, we've got a long way to go over here, haven't we? And I was just trying to get some more light sources in. Have we got any more of these? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to have to chop down some trees at this rate. Chopping down trees. Chopping down cheese. I can't even talk properly. Cheese? Chopping down cheese, are you? I didn't ask that, but thanks, X, says Chain. Oh, okay. Did I get your message wrong? Jeez. Play Blackbird on guitar. It's a beautiful fingerstyle, says Ellie. Always tweet me stuff. Like, if I'm reading my Twitter, it's a time where I can make a note and check something out. When it comes to learning songs on guitar, it has to be. I have to learn songs that I know and really like. I don't particularly enjoy learning stuff that I don't know. Obviously, I can listen to something and find out if I like it or not, though. What's this message? X, are you okay with a little bit of depressing video because it's a bit depressing? Yeah, I'm not afraid of like something being sad and sorrowful. I actually quite like music that's sad and sorrowful. There's a lot of that on the Nina Simone record that I played a song off of earlier. That's the thing that I really liked about her record, is just the amount of like weighty sorrow in her voice. It sounds like she sort of sings to get through something. Like there's a story behind the sadness in her music. But that was just how I interpreted it. Could be entirely wrong. Right, let's go there. And then count it again. Oh, it's just 3 in between each one. It's nice and simple. So somewhere around here we're going to kind of like line it up and then make it go down there. So I think we'll do that here. Asuma, when is the Let's Play Minecraft Together episode coming out? Says Mazim Ali. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Then Hermit Skies. Then you'll probably see a Hermitcraft episode. Then another one of those. And I'm planning on making like an odd type of farm. I had an idea for a really odd type of farm today. And I might make a video of that on Wednesday because there won't be a snapshot and it'll be related to the new stuff. Aha, we're out of that, which means if we're out of that, we need something else, don't we? What do we need, peeps? What do we need? Where's my ender chest? I can't see it. It's somewhere around here. Okay, we need something green, something saplingy. Saplingy, you say? That's not a real word. Let's clear up a little bit of inventory space here. Good. Okay, now let's go chop some trees. X, do you ever think that Minecraft will add auto block places and auto block removers? I think that's really unlikely. But then again, I think you mean like a block, don't you? We never thought they would add hoppers, and then after years and years and years, they were like, jeez! I could have died in the lava. I'm alive for some reason. Thank the Minecraft gods. I got to tear down this stuff at some point. The stuff on the outside is going. The stuff on the inside I might just keep. I thought there was a bit of a tree farm going on down here, but apparently not. Also, now I ain't got bone meal. Oh jeez, I can't get in through here. Is there a little doorway? Is there a doorway to Norway? Let's try and find one. AOL Dude says, hey X, I'm just curious, have you listened to Stromae? He's not metal, but he's so unique and amazing. I love him, and I would marry him. I do not know who Stromae is. I've not heard of that artist. X, what was your first game as a kid? Says Alfie Flair. Doom! Speaking of violent video games, I always like Doom because you shoot demons and not people. And I'm in a hole. Let us zoom her out. Let's see if we can glitch. Oh. Oh, hold up. If I just get... Ah, oh, what? Pro skills. Pro moves, Asuma. GG. Well done. Pat yourself on the back, they said. No one said that. I said that to myself. Right. Okay. I'm taking bones. I'm taking bone meal. That should be good. I've got a rocket. Epic Boss Monkey says, Pro Minecrafter. Don't you just know it, young man? That wasn't very pro. That wasn't... I impressed, and then I failed, and I failed again. Yep. Yeah. Okay, I'm out. I'm out and about, like a sprout. X, do you like the Doors? Says Ludstucky. Yeah, the song The End. I have a story about that. It's not appropriate for a live stream. Leaves a very vivid memory in my mind of that song. It's a great song. Really great. It's almost like you play Minecraft for a living, says Ultimate Wiz. I do. It's technically my job, man. I've got to punch wood for a living. Jeez. It's like I'm a lumberjack. Right. Grow one at that end, and then grow one at this end. Will you do a meet and greet in Seattle? Says Lazitoast. I have no plans for meet and greets. It's not a thing that I do. Pro Derp Crafter, says Matt. I'm a Pro Derp Crafter now. Let's do one in the middle while those decay. X made a Hermitcraft parody, says Raphael. I do not believe I've made a Hermitcraft parody. I do not know what that would be as well. Okay, it's the song. I could hear what sounded like endermites. There's like a little scuffling sound in the song. Huh. How curious. Was there one more up there? Oh, I missed one. Oh no. Oh no. Right, let's go and chop it down. X, if Grian will let him in Hermitcraft next year, says Massimilian. Let's not talk about who and who can't play on Hermitcraft. We're not recruiting anyone at the moment. Let's say that. Sing a Hermitcraft rap for us, says Lassitoad. I mean, I could try and write one if you gave me some time. X, do you know Gym Class Heroes or Flobots? Really enjoy the music. Not heard of either of those. X, if... Oh, it's the same message I just read a second ago. Green confirmed for Hermitcraft Season 6, says Seraphis. If it wasn't clear, I literally just said no, that's not a thing. It's not a thing. I don't know what else I have to say now. I don't know what I have to say. Okay, there we go. If you read this message, then you can read, says Lol Snope. Okay, I can read. Good to know. Yo, X, about yo, drop diss track. Dropping a diss track would be hilarious. Oh, it'd be so easy to go just borderline like cringy and awfulness. Do you know any good instrumental pieces from movies, games or whatever, says Mon Linden. Yeah, I've got a lot of movie soundtracks and game soundtracks. Like, as someone who loves classical music and like music in general and advocates that music is brilliant and all of that, like, if someone's like, oh, classical music's boring, isn't it? And I'm like, just pay attention when you watch movies. Like, a lot of the time in movies there is just classical music and it is doing an amazing job at like cueing your emotions. Next time you watch some movies, you know, not every movie uses the same type of soundtrack, but pay attention to how the music in a movie can cue your emotions or do a lot. Like, and sometimes you're watching a movie and you're thinking, if this song wasn't playing right now, this wouldn't be as powerful, right? I mean, I think the music in a movie can be a huge part of like its power to do what the movie wants it to do for the watcher. But yeah, anyway, I have a whole bunch of soundtracks that I like listening to, games especially. Frank Klapacki and the Command & Conquer soundtracks. So those were some of the games I first played as a kid. You could call those violent. I think they were. I think they were kind of controversial at the time, actually. That's the point. I was probably like 13 and those games were probably like 18. I don't know, but they were like little pixel men shooting at each other. But the music from those games, I loved them. I loved them when I was a kid, and then I have like really never ever stopped loving the music from like the first like 5 or 6 games, like including the expansion packs. I used to have all these like crazy programs I downloaded off the internet that could rip the music from the game, and then I like bootlegged my own little CD collection so I could listen to all of the soundtracks. I can play some of the songs on guitar as well, like Hell March 2, Act on Instinct. Yeah, adore that soundtrack. David Elfman is my favourite composer, at least from the Tim Burton 90s flicks. Yeah, Elfman's just one of those guys who's done loads of them, isn't he? I don't really like have the time to look into who's done the soundtracks on movies that I watch. Like, I really like movies, but I don't go that deep into them. But yeah, there's a name you hear over and over again. X, what do you think of Ilmango's skills of Redstone, says Mazza Mali. I mean, those guys are amazing. I'm always impressed at how well, like, they're obviously, like, they're really intelligent people, that group. They just retain that kind of information very well. I've always said that, Force is online. Why did it turn dark? Did it just turn dark, or did it go dark normally? I kind of feel like all of a sudden it was like, oh, it's night time. It's probably me. It's probably me being a derp. My brain's just slow. It just goes, oh, it's night time. And then I'm all confused. Yeah, like, I've said it before, but like, I used to do a fair bit of redstoning stuff, and what I always found is that to be good at redstone, you kind of got to like do it frequently and constantly. I don't know if that's what Ilmango does, but I'm always impressed at how well they retain knowledge about the game and how they understand it as well, how it's implemented. And what's crazy is like the Zip crowd. We used to think like the Zip crowd were like the most amazing Minecraft players in the technical community. And then like Ilmango and Nembomb just took it to another level. False's streaming, says Hermitcraft fan. Well, there you go. You got some double Hermitcraft action. You can watch 2 streams at once. M Scow in chat says, guys, you can check what bands Asuma likes on his music blog. I mean, that'll tell you a fraction of what I like for sure. But yeah, my music blog will have loads of bands. You can do a little search on the music blog. At the bottom of the page, you've got all the bands. You can look at stuff by year, by genre. There's all sorts of like orderings and stuff I've put on there. By country as well. That's something I did with my music archive years ago. I sorted it all by country, just because I liked knowing when a band was from a particular country. It's like, oh, these guys are from Belarus. I barely knew what Belarus was, and now I like this band from that country. It's like I want to know that, so I organised it that way. I'm a music geek, alright? Leave me alone. Jeez, don't say it. Oh. Did I get this one? MacNot89 resubscribed for 5 months in a row, saying, wow, 5 months. I'm glad you stream on my 29th birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. Let's get a round of happy birthdays for MacNot turning 29. One more year, man. One more year and it's the big 30, okay? You're officially an old fart when you hit 30. No, I'm only messing around. Do you like Khaled, says Ellie. I just keep hearing DJ Khaled everywhere, and I'm yet to hear him like in a song or like understand like what he does. I don't know. I haven't like gone and listened to an album of his or anything. I just hear the name. I heard him do a song with Nas actually, and it didn't really like sound that great. In fact, the song was called Nas Album Done, if I remember correctly, and there's still no Nas album. Like, where is the next Nas album? I need it, you know. I need to hear it. Prank False while she's streaming, says Hermitcraft fan. Don't go over to False's channel and tell her that we're now going to prank her. Don't do that, peeps, alright? If you guys don't tell her, then we can crack on with a prank right here, because you know what I'm like when... You know what I'm like when I'm streaming. I'm always pranking Mumbo. I'm always doing some spontaneous prank on someone. That's classic Asuma right there. So yeah, we'll get to pranking False in just a second. But don't go over to her stream and tell her that I'm going to prank her. Please, don't. DJ Khaled isn't Khaled, says Piganuto. He just yells DJ Khaled, right? Says Syntech. Yeah, that's literally what I've heard, is him shouting DJ Khaled, or however he kind of does it. I mean, well, like, I think when someone's called DJ, it's not like particularly inviting. It doesn't make me go, oh, you know, like that term's been around for a long time. Oh, am I still collecting things here? I think I am. We've probably got all we need now. Could probably just punch the rest. Yeah, I think we'll finish there. We'll say that'll do. Cool, let's head back. Mr. Piggywig says, I love X's sarcasm just like mine. What sarcasm? What you on about? Bet you saw that one coming. Ems Camus says, all you're talking about pranks is getting boring. Jeez, Ems. Why is it boring? I thought it was funny. I thought I was being a funny so-and-so. X, what's the plan for today's stream, says Piggo. It's to prank False and to prank Mumbo. I feel as if that Khaled guy is just overhyped and doesn't really do much. Honestly, that's the sort of impression that I've got on. Like I said, though, I haven't actually gone out and checked out any of his music. Just the various instances I have heard, I'm just sort of like not sure. Like, is he the guy making the beat kind of thing? Right, anyway, we can build all of this up now. We can build it up. To the top. So somewhere around here is where we're going to do the turn bit. I think we should probably do it like on this corner, and it will go down as well. So actually I'm going to rip this bit out. There we go. And I should put some of this stuff away, because my inventory's full. Ems Cow says, boss, you are funny, but seeing only the word prank in chat is making my eyes tired. Take a break, Ems. You don't have to look at chat all the time. That's my job, and I do a terrible job of looking at chat, as many people know. They are not the blocks that I wanted to put away. That doesn't make any sense. We'll hold on to these ones. And saplings, I guess. Saplings need to be put away. Yep, and then high, no. Don't want any more saplings, fair enough. Bone meal. Take some bones, there we go. What are you building, says BY1. We're building a prank on False and Mumbo at the moment. I think when they see this, they're going to be shocked. Wait, does it go higher than that? No, it doesn't. What am I doing? It don't go higher than that. I'm being a derp. Yep. Oh, I fell down. I fell down. Okay, let's pop over to that side. Wolves, make yourself some tea and enjoy the stream, says Ems. Wolfie, welcome to the stream, buddy. Make yourself a tea and enjoy this. That's an order, young man. Enjoy the stream or else there'll be punishment. There'll be punishment. Okay, there we go. I Love Derp says, another one, can you guess whose line it is? Whose line is this line? What line? What is going on? Big O No says, sarcasm, sorry, not funny anymore. Sarcasm can't be said this much. I'm not funny anymore, peeps. I'm not funny anymore. I've overdone it, apparently. Right, we'll go into boring mode. Gonna place a block here, gonna place a block there. Gonna place a block here, gonna place a block there, gonna walk. Now we're walking. And what are we doing next? Oh no, I've forgotten why I walked over here. Let's place these blocks in next. Stormblaze says, no, not 2013, Asuma. You brought him back for a second there. You brought him back to torment you with the boringness. Too excited. Tone it down, says First Person Chef. Jeez. So fake boring voice. You can do better, says MSCow. I can't do it anymore. I can't. It's just not the way I talk. It's actually really difficult to talk like that. And that was a really bad one as well. That was in no way good. Mega says, what's X working on? We're working on a prank on Full Symmetry and Mumbo. Okay, and let's make some stairs. Just got here. What's going on? Says Jay Mudrick. We have been talking about all sorts of things in this stream. It's been a talky one, but I guess all streams are a bit talky, aren't they? Because if they weren't, what would they be? Live snoozes. Let's have a live snooze, peeps. Okay, I ran out of those very quickly. I didn't make enough. I never make enough. I'm used to this by now. Charlie Panda says, if I had €1 every time Asuma made me laugh with that, I'd have €0. Oh! Oh! Hitting me in the sides. Hitting me with the left, the right, the upper hook, the lower hook, all the hooks. I'm hanging on a hook. That's how I feel right now. Jeez, what a mean joke. Okay, Hangsner says, I guess the IRL stuff is better for X now. This much fun was some streams ago. Well, I didn't go into the details of the IRL stuff. You brought it back up. I mean, let's not go there. Let's just not go there. There's nothing to be said. Right. Let's grab this. That's clearly not going to be enough. I just learnt this lesson. That's probably not enough either, but we'll do. The Mayhem channel says, what about a tender hook? How can a hook be tender? I like listening to Asuma streams as if they were podcasts sometimes, says Songbird. I'm glad you enjoy doing that. I don't know, like, how they would be, well, I guess we don't always talk about Minecraft. I mean, sometimes I just come on here and play. In fact, a lot of the time, in the last year, it's just been, let's just play Minecraft. But I'm bringing back some of the talky stuff a bit lately, I guess. X is trolling. He is not pranking anyone, says Ilo. Derp! I am pranking Mumbo and False. I tell you, when they see this, they're going to freak out. They are going to freak out. Can you troll Mumbo, please? Says Psycho DLTM. We're doing that right now. This is a Mumbo prank. That's the point of the stream, man. It feels like I keep saying it. No one's listening to me. That's what it feels like. Pigo Nutto says, "Where's this tunnel going to? Hope it's not Mumbo and False's base." This tunnel is going to go through the middle of both of their bases. Alright? That's where it's going to go. It's going to go through the very middle. This is the corner. How do we make the corner here work? That is a good question. It's a question that needs answering. I think we might just change up the tunnel design for this next section. So this is where it's going to go that way. And we can see what height we've got to get to. Let's start here. So then it would be there. I'm not really sure, like, where's the middle or what's even. Let's say it's one like that. One like that. This is just going to be odd. Like, it's not going to be like a perfect match, I think, is the point. Yeah, it's not going to be a perfect match. Spidster says, "The way X streams is fantastic because he reads a message before he responds to it. Instead of people who simply talk and expect you to have to read the question or comment. This is why you can listen to him like a podcast." Ah, that's a very interesting observation. I appreciate that, by the way, as well. I've noticed that as well, actually. I don't know why I started doing that. It just felt like you needed to know what I was answering, so I did that. And then I go and watch other people's streams, and I'm like, I have no idea like who you're talking to or what you're saying. Because sometimes they're like, "Oh yeah, totally, totally." It's like, totally what? What is totally? Please tell me. Please tell me, streamer. Yeah. So yeah, I've always stuck by doing that, and it's nice to notice that people like that, I guess. Bye, X. This is boring. I'ma watch False, says Lazard Toast. I try my very best, peeps. I try my very best, but the stream is boring. Oh. Nah, I'm alright. What are you trolling with, says Psycho. I'm building a tunnel that goes through his base. It doesn't need to go through his base, but it will. And Mumbo will never know what hit him. He'll be like, "Where does this tunnel go to?" And it'll take him to a place where he can get free iron. And he'll be so very confused. Have you ever heard about Hollywood Undead? Says Biggs Papa. I have heard of Hollywood Undead. I haven't seen them live, but they've been at festivals that I've been at. It's a good habit. I love that about X's stream, says Spidster. We will keep doing the reading of the messages. It is a good habit. I mean, it's not even a habit. Like, well, I guess you'd call it a habit, but like, it's just how I do them now, and I think it works. I think it works well. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that little bit there, and I think we're going to transition to a different design with that. So let's wrap up what we're doing here. I don't actually have any more wood, so we're going to get rid of that, and that will kind of remind me of we're going in this direction now. X, your trolls are nice. Lol. You don't troll, you help, says Lazard Toast. Are you in reference to the Scar thing? Because I taught him a lesson. I taught him a valuable lesson. He'll never prank me again now. Actually, he might do. He might go, "Oh, this like skyscraper I can't build isn't gonna build itself. Let's go prank X." Let's prank X. Then I'll go, "Oh, I'll teach that Scar a lesson. I'll finish his builds for him before he's even done it himself." Asuma, did you go back and take the diamonds after the Let's Play Minecraft Together stream? Says Marcel. What diamonds? If I remember correctly, we had no luck finding diamonds that stream. Okay, let's do some counting. Let's do some measuring. Let's get out our measuring tape. Little sections of 3. how do you fit into the plan for me to create a tunnel made of freeze? You're off by 1. We'll just start from the corner over here, actually. Because this area is more flexible to mess with. A tunnel of freeze, that's what I need. Yeah, oh, that is correct. Thought it all looked wrong for a second. So this will be like our transitioning point here, I guess. Build an X-scraper for Chem, says Lazis. Lazis, I thought you were going to go watch False's stream. I thought this was boring. Jeez. Winding me up. AOLDo says, do you think X should use Schematica? He could use everything fast and watch the chat as he does it. I wouldn't use Schematica for building fast. I would use it for knowing where I'm building. Also, I want to use Schematica on the Minecraft Together server. I'm going to do an episode where I lay out like my rules for myself, because I teleport to travel certain long distances. Like sometimes I generally walk everywhere that's like relative, but sometimes I have to go to the village, so I teleport there. And I kind of wanted to make that clear, because on Hermitcraft, like the rules that we have are the rules that we have, and they apply to everyone. So you can't just get up and teleport, and I'm fine with that. But with me picking up an additional vanilla series, there are some things where like I wanted to make things a little bit more convenient for myself. So like earlier today, I was trying to record something and had like a small amount of time to do it. If I were to walk to where I needed to record, I would have had to left it for another day. Yeah, so I want to do this episode where I announce like, hey, I'm going to be using Schematica. I might put on some mods that a lot of players on there use, which like put coordinates on your screen and stuff like that. Nothing super cheaty or anything. But I thought I would do that and kind of outline it in a single episode. But I keep not getting around to it. It's supposed to be like the second episode, we're on like number 8 now. I just keep getting carried away with playing the game. I came here for, you see that? I came here for these blocks. It took me forever to figure out that I needed these blocks. Took me too long. Lassito says, you're so nice, I'll stay. Aha, that'll be the master plan. I'll be super nice to everyone and I'll never be able to leave. Such an evil plan. An evil plan, be super polite. Right. Bam! To that bit there. Bam to that bit there. Does that even make sense? We've got noises in the ear, by the way. Spangle is here with a donation saying, evening, Mr. X. I just wanted to say, I think you've gone too far with this prank. When False and Mumbo see what you have done, they will be livid. I must say, it's very, very subtle prank. But I see what you did, Winky Face. Their revenge will be extreme. It'll be extreme, people. See, Spangle knows. Spangle's picked up on it. Spangle's smart, you see. She's beheaded so many people, she's absorbed their brains. And become super intelligent and has therefore figured out what the actual prank is. Unlike you simpletons who can't figure it out. No, I didn't call you simpletons. You're imagining things. X is just being nice to everyone to avoid being pranked himself. We're on to you, X, says Ultimate Wiz. Hey, I welcome the prankage. I welcome it. I used to be really bad with pranks. I used to get really angry. Oh, I had to kind of learn that you got to take pranks in a certain way, and that they can be fun. Let's throw down some lights in this area. I feel like this area lacks being lit up at the moment, which it now kind of is. Spangle, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the stream, having a good time, and all of that fun stuff. And then we have Mr. John Wees subscribing. Thank you, Mr. John Wees, for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that. Can you put some lightning down, please, says Subsidy. Lighting? I thought you said lightning. Jeez. Epic K9 says the prank where you told people not to tell Mumbo and False that they were being pranked, so they would say that they were getting pranked and that they got paranoid, but you don't go back and prank them. Epic, you're thinking too simply. You got to think on X's level, you know. It's a little bit of evil. It's a little bit of derp. You know, there's many layers to the method to the madness and the thing. Yeah. I don't know what I just said, but I said it. Okay. What am I doing? I'm distracting myself again. I need... Oh, there they are. I need those. Hi. Get into my inventory. Right, now we need to go up on top and do some stuff up there. Ollie says, I'm really surprised that no one pranked you with your ocean trolling. My ocean trolling? I would have covered your volcano in water on the second stream of you trolling. Why would you cover the volcano in water? That makes no sense. Ollie, I appreciate your comment, but I don't know what you're talking about. I've got no clue what you're talking about. Many layers to the madness, says Mon Linden. That sounds like something I was trying to say. My brain failed me, though. Hashtag blame the brain. Ugh. Blame the blame is what I was about to say. X prank equals dirt prank, dirt build, prank derp. Fair enough. What volcano, says Birdie? The one that we're in right now. Assume we're looking private chat. That chat? What's private chat? The real Maxed Gamer says, what is the prank on Mumbo and False? I just joined the stream but had to do homework. We're building a tunnel that goes through their bases. Please don't tell them about it. X, are you excited for the ocean update, says Mr. John Wees. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be amazing, isn't it? It's going to be wonderful. What volcano is this, says Jace? The one we've been talking about all season long. Finally put some lava in the top of it. You can actually... Oh, that's the bottom of the boat. Have you heard the song called God's Plan, says I Love Dirt? Isn't that by Drake? Pretty sure I heard that one. Quite liked it. Quite like Drake. I kind of sort of... Like, without thinking it, sort of avoided him because people kept putting him in, like, this sort of category of, like, a new rapper who isn't actually that good. And then one day I sort of, like, listened to a couple of songs and I'm like, I'm on board with this. Like, who are these people saying this guy can't rap, you know? Like, what's their problem? Right. Do I have any more of that stuff? I do. We're going to put that stuff up there as well. I can't jump. Warlord Wassman says, oh, Hermitcraft still exists. I mean, I don't know at what point you tuned out from Hermitcraft, but yes, we're on our 5th season, and it's been one heck of a wonderful adventure, to be fair. I'm still loving Hermitcraft. I like his Hotline Bling, says I love that. You know, I need to listen to more of his records. The only one I've gone through the whole way, apart from hearing odd songs, is More Life, and I didn't think it was great, but I certainly liked various parts of it. Like, when I say it wasn't great as a whole, like, for me, an album, like, I want an album to be something, and that something is, like, you know, something that's, like, half hour to 50 minutes that goes somewhere, and all the songs need to go there together. I don't particularly enjoy albums that are just a collection of songs, which are like what a lot of hip-hop records are. I like them to be a bit more tied together, which, you know, like a fair amount of hip-hop records do that. They put them together well. But yeah, that More Life record, that's really, to me, just like such a mixed variety of songs. It's long, it kind of goes all over the place, and that's fine, but like, for me to call something a great record, it needs to be, like, really consistent. You know, it needs to, like, suck you into some place and keep you there for, like, however long the record is. Harvey J Gaming says, what album of Orang are we currently listening to? We are currently listening to King of Nothing, Slave to No One, Tomex, and Our Dreams Are Made of Dragons. I put the songs in alphabetical order today just so it'd feel a little different because we listen to these albums so much. Krek says, are you going to read this message? I hope so. Well, I did. I read the message. Everyone follow me in my account, says Maxi. That's a really great way. That's how I got started on YouTube. I used to go to all these other channels and said subscribe to me. You know, I didn't upload videos. I just went and left comments everywhere, and loads of people subscribed. You know, they went, I don't know who this person is, but they're telling me to subscribe, and I think I should do so. Jeez, I'm getting a little bit crazy today. X, do you think the Season 4 shopping district would have gone great in this year's community area. I feel it's been underused. What a shame, because such a wonderful build. Absolutely. I think the problem there is that we sort of thought we didn't need the diamond incentive. It was like, you know, like you can still do other things and play together, but I think we learned a lesson there. Yeah, you kind of do need like a core incentive to make something like that work. Because, you know, my thing was like, I'll build storage systems for people. I've only done 2, I think. 2 out of all the hermits. But anyway, peeps, you may or may not have guessed it. This is where I'm going to be wrapping up the stream today. It's been a shorter one. It's because I had to start later. Because I was doing some recording. You will see a episode of the judging of the UHB thing on my channel at some point soon. Maybe over the weekend. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the end of the stream. If you have enjoyed it, I'm happy that you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, it's my video ending thing. I was going to say leave a like. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Thank you everyone for all the subscriptions, resubscriptions, donations and cheers. I appreciate all the support as always. All the peeps hanging out, you know, participating in chat, just listening. Appreciate you all for coming by today. What we're going to do is do a raid like we always do. So stick around if you want to be a part of a raid. We will go and raid... we're going to raid XB Crafted, who's playing some Minecraft. It's not Hermitcraft, but that's where I'm going to send you today. That is where I'm going to send you today, peeps. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.